coast to coast, it's your hosts, the Lombardi Leap and Mersey FB. This is Beyond the Frozen Tundra.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Lombardi Leap, here with Mercy FB. We are talking Packers football in back-to-back episodes. Not draft stuff this time. We're taking a little break from the draft stuff, and we're talking really about the Packers free agent class here going into the 2026 season. There is not a lot of guys, but enough kind of like two starters, I'd say. Two or three starters. Well, four, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Because Sean Ryan did end up starting. Some injuries. Obviously, Quay's a starter. Rasheed Walker's a left tackle. And then
Depending on how you feel about this, it's not like there are some starters, but there's a lot of quality guys.
Yeah. And the thing is like with these starters too, and we'll talk about this, is they have guys who I believe most of these positions have guys that I believe should get reps over them.
Yes.
At this point, or should start. The kind of the first big one here, Rasheed Walker, left tackle. He 7th round pick. I mean, I can't complain about what you got from Rasheed Walker.
The value that they got out of him is remarkable. And that's something that Brian Gutekunst has done a great job out of, is getting these value players from the day 3 picks.
Yeah.
About to get a lot of money from LA.
He's about to get a lot of money from either LA, either the Patriots, or basically there's a lot of teams out there that I think
Denver,
are going to go
maybe
into a bidding
like
war.
Bulls and McGlinchey are old.
I'm trying to think who else has a lot of money to
Not even
throw
that.
around.
Who needs a left tackle? Pretty much everybody.
Pretty much everybody would want a left tackle. His market is going to be interesting. He's expected to sign around $22 million, between 18 and 22 million.
Probably.
I expect him to get more than that.
He'll get. I think he'll get more money than what Dan Moore got.
I think his contract. We might see his contract and go, "Whoa, he got how much?"
NFL Stock Exchange will do a lot of this on their podcast, where they'll like complain, like there'll be like a certain type of player of like X player. I think he's gonna be like he'll get a contract that's like the Lane Johnsons of Dan Moore's. Like he's gonna get that kind of contract. Yeah,
that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, he did start.
It's done well.
A lot for us, for a variety of reasons.
I wouldn't look at this year's tape. I'd look at last year's tape. So
yeah, I would definitely look at last year's tape versus this year's tape. And I think you and I are both in agreement here. I'm perfectly fine with letting him walk. Somebody else can go pay him. There are a lot of other people out there who be like, you need to keep Rasheed Walker. Like the only way they keep Rasheed Walker is if they don't trust Jordan Morgan. And if they don't trust Jordan Morgan, then you should have fired Brian Gutekunst.
Exactly.
And I don't think that's an exaggeration either.
No, this is because you see what they do. They take a player 1 to 2 years before they need them to play full time. Like going into the year, I thought Jordan Morgan would at least compete for at the left tackle spot.
And I think he would have had he not been injured his rookie year.
Yeah, so they kind of like redshirted him his first year, and then they were like, okay, now you're gonna have the chance to compete and develop. And now this upcoming season is when he'll get his chance to start.
And I like what I've seen so far, so I'm perfectly comfortable with Jordan Morgan here.
This one's gonna hurt. Like emotionally, at least for me, because I'll be honest, like, has he been the best linebacker since entering the league? No. Has he been a favorite of mine since entering the league? Yes. Has it been nice to watch him play? Yes. So emotionally, as a fan, it'll hurt to see him go and play for another team. But like, you can talk about PFF grades with him have been consistently low. Some of his plays and coverage haven't been great, but he really has like the high level athleticism that you like.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. Like when it was on, and you were like, dude, Quay is flying all over the field right now.
But when he was flying downhill, like downhill and sideline to sideline. He wasn't making the coverage plays all that often.
Yeah, he was, unfortunately. Like, and with him too, they're projecting him to sign, I mean, anywhere between 14 and 16 million. I mean, if he wanted to come back on 9, I'd be okay with that. But there's a reason why the Packers declined his 5th year option, because that was like, I think his 5th year was just shy of 16 million, and that's why they declined it there. You've talked a lot about Tyrone Hopper.
Ooh. Have I talked a lot about him? We've done 50 episodes. I can't remember who I've talked a lot about it.
True. Whenever I bring up Quay going, you're like, we talk about Hopper, and you swear he's ready to go.
Well,
Or
I would have
do you
played him
feel
as
like
line
you
B
feel like he's
as
ready to
LB3
go?
this year, but that's just a personal bias. Yeah, I think Tyron Hopper could go. You saw what he did in the preseason. It's even looking past Hopper, Jamon Dumas-Johnson, I think, could take a couple steps, and you kind of like replace Quay by committee. But
Also a good draft for off the ball linebacker.
Oh yes, it is. Because when you think of Quay, you think of run defense first. Although it hasn't been great, he's like learned it. I think Tyron Hopper, what you saw him do during the season, has been pretty good when he came in and during the preseason. Yeah, with his limited snaps.
Yeah,
he would be a guy to watch definitely during training camp. Again, they took him. That was his sophomore season in the league this past year. Yeah. Yes. So
yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how they do it. Is they took him 2 years before they needed him. So
it is true. Learn the system.
Unfortunately, the system is changing, but.
Like we said, one more time, another one. And yeah, I mean, it would be sad. Like, I'm okay with Quay walking for that money. I don't feel like he's
Edgerrin Cooper sure as hell is, though.
I mean, like I said, Edgerrin Cooper, yes, Edgerrin Cooper.
I would give him 18
every day. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Edgerrin Cooper, yes, former All-Pro in the making there. This next wide receiver, I do not care if he leaves. He's been great, a great possession wide receiver. Fan favorite, not my favorite because he took away snaps from Golden. Romeo Doubs. Again, they have him at 12 to 14 mil.
Well, wide receivers go higher though, so you could get 16 to 18 maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling too. Because like in this past offseason, the Packers rejected, I think it was like a 14.5 mil extension for Romeo Doubs. They said thanks, but no thanks. And I do think some team will easily pay that, whether it's like Tennessee. I mean, even the Patriots I think would definitely pay that for like just given his floor as a wide receiver. I mean, he does what he does best, and that's being a possession wide receiver. Like, I just think that we have Watson, you have Jaden Reed, and you drafted Matthew Golden to take that Romeo Doubs role. And Matthew Golden shows that he is
more dynamic, that's for sure.
And then he catches the ball.
I would agree with everything you say there about Romeo.
I really hope they don't re-sign him. I would be so disappointed. I think it would be a gross mismanagement of the roster and cap space.
I mean, if Jordan Love says, hey, he is my guy, I'd like him back, do you avoid creating another Aaron scenario by bringing him back? Or do you just say, well, learn Christian Watson and Matthew Golden, buddy. They'll actually catch it?
Yeah, you tell him, I don't care. I already paid you money, and we drafted you a better wide receiver.
Because with how the room is kind of shaking up, it's like Watson is the number one wide receiver. Like, he is the X every down, no matter what. It should be. Mm-hmm. I'd play Golden at the Z, and then you have a combination of Wicks and Reed working in the slot, aka the Y, and then you have Savion basically coming in for whoever gets out of breath quicker, Matthew Golden or Christian Watson. That's about it.
Well, Wicks, the nice thing about Wicks too is Wicks can slot into the Z as well from time to time. Like, you have you kind of have a couple backups that are a little bit interchangeable. Savion can do a lot, so can Wicks there. So you have enough piece. You still have the versatility, but and the depth, I think, here moving forward. So there's really no reason to keep Doubs. And this is my personal. I think the offense is going to be almost night and day better going into next year.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully like a healthy Kraft for the whole year.
Oh, yes. Can't forget about Kraft mac and cheese. And then we'll just hit Malik Willis real quick. Browns and Dolphins are the two teams that I've heard that are most interested in him. I don't blame them. Like, Malik Willis kind of has that Snoop Huntley vibes, and Todd Monken is a little bit familiar with that style of a quarterback. And I know they also have Shadur Sanders, still a developmental piece but he's like a 5th round pick or whatever, 6th, something like that. 5th. He's gone. He's gone. I heard he's going to get like a 2-year, $40 million deal.
High price for Malik Willis, but hey, I'll take the comp pick. I thought it's kind of like inevitable that he would leave because teams are always looking to improve at quarterback, and he showed what he can do in a functional offense. So,
and I think he'll end up going to Miami.
I think Miami's moving off of Tua, so
they gotta. Not good. And then JJ Enagbare is kind of an interesting piece too. It's like you and I both agree that we have the pieces there, but I still like. I've been hard on him. I still would monitor his market, and if he gets 8 to 12, go get 8 to 12, buddy. Like, you do you, man. If it's anything like less, if it's around 6, I would if he takes around 6, I'd consider bringing him back, like, just as a rotational guy, but not more than 6, though.
Yeah. Well, when you look at the room, even with Mike, so Mike is going to be out for, let's say, conservatively 3 weeks of the season. You have LVN. We'll leave Rashawn Gary out of this because his future is up in the air. Should be gone. LVN, Baron Sorrell, Colin Oliver, and you're likely bringing Brenton Cox back, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm comfortable with those 4 guys.
Yeah. And there's you say Aaron Mosby too?
I did not.
Yeah, like I'm fine with Aaron Mosby as rotational.
If those are your top 5, for sure, and then one of them gets rotated out when Micah comes back,
and getting better DTs
will help.
Tackles will definitely help as well. Offensive line wise, Sean Ryan, I'm good. He's gone. He's probably like 2 years, 6 to 8 mil. I don't know. Maybe I'd consider it. I don't. I think the Sean Ryan experience is done. You tried him at center. I mean, he was better than Elton Jenkins, but that's not saying much. I think he'll get paid elsewhere just because of the fact that the league values offensive linemen immensely, and they're hard to come by.
And then the same thing with Jonathan Ford is I don't think he's coming back.
He's just a depth piece. You need to overhaul that room. He was just brought in because everybody was hurt all the time. Like, it's an unfortunate thing.
Seemed to be that kind of year.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And then now, I mean, there's obviously a couple guys here on the like UFA, ERFA type of scenario here. Brenton Cox Jr. is an RFA, Darian Kennard, RFA. These are all like restricted guys who there's a couple different type of tags they could use. I think Emmanuel Wilson's gone. I think Emmanuel Wilson's going to get more money elsewhere. I mean, the only one who I think they could get back, realistically, running back room-wise, is Chris Bucks, and I'd be fine with that. Same with Josh Wiley. I mean, you and I are both big Brenton Cox Jr. fans.
Yeah.
I'd be cool with them even tendering him,
Yeah. Of this room, the only one I think that they don't bring back is Emmanuel Wilson, or else you wouldn't have signed Damian Martinez.
True. I completely forgot about Damian Martinez.
We also forgot to mention Christian Welch and Nick Niemann, both being free agents. I could see one of 2 of those guys being back just for special teams value. Zane Anderson could also be back, but I think Ketan Oladapo will kind of fill his role.
Well, I think Jalen Simpson's going to fill his role.
Oh yeah,
Zane Anderson got
Jalen Simpson,
and Zane Anderson got hurt too. So I think that it's pretty much going to be one of those 2 guys, Nick Niemann or Christian Welch. They might even bring both back on like really minimum deals, like no cost.
Yeah. Because you trust Christian Welch to at least play some form of linebacker for you.
Yeah. And they love Nick Niemann on special teams.
Yeah.
Like punt coverage.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of people who got hurt, if you look into more of the ERFAs, you have Kamal Haddon, Donovan Jennings, and Bo Melton. All 3 of those guys ended the year hurt, I believe.
Not Donovan Jennings.
I thought he had some weird throat thing that he ended up on IR for.
Oh yeah, he did. You were right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that is It's some weird,
Yeah.
I did forget about that.
It just kind of works out.
But all those guys,
all are I'd bring them all back.
Yeah, I would bring them all back. I mean, ERFA is free money. It's literally free money. Like if you cut them, it's no cost. Like there's no dead cap. It's a no-brainer. I'm half tempted to say no to Bo just so Matt LaFleur doesn't sub him in over Matthew Golden. Yeah. But I would still bring him back just because he's an amazing special teams gunner.
I feel like some other team would kind of look at him though for special teams, but
yeah,
of all of those, he's the one who's future is the most uncertain on this team. Whether or not he gets signed somewhere else, and then we have to match it, or
you don't have to with an ERFA.
Oh really? Oh
nope. It's just it's ERFA. He has to sign it. That's just how it works.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. He can't reject it.
Yeah, and I think they depending on how bad Kamal Haddon's ankle is, they sign him and then stash him on IR or no, PUP probably.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
That would make more sense. Yeah. So, but these are cost-effective moves that have zero downside.
Nah, I think. Yeah, there are some big names here, but I think it's time for the Packers to take that next step, moving on from a lot of these guys, replacing them through the draft here. But I think the biggest thing is that, and we kind of hinted at this, was the defensive tackle room needs an overhaul, to say the least. And I think it's interesting too because we listed some of these guys. We talked about some of these guys, I think just before the NFL trade deadline?
We talked about a couple.
Yeah, specifically, I know we talked about Jordan Elliott here, but I'll let you talk about a couple of the guys here.
Yeah, so while I don't think they dip into the free agent pool much, like they might sign one or two guys, I think that like one or two guys tops, if any. I think here are a couple options. They're all on the older side for trenches, but I don't think that's much of an issue for defensive tackle specifically. Curious Tonga, he's a free agent from, I believe, New England this year. Great run stopper, nose tackle. We already talked about Jordan Elliott. Derek Noddy is another one. He's 29 from Kansas City. Hasn't gotten much of a starter role in the past, but I think if you're looking for depth and someone to kind of like repair or build a room around or just fill a gap in a room, he's kind of the one that you would look at. Sebastian Joseph Day has been a proven starter for a while. He could come in and help fix a lot of the issues as well. And then the last one is Sheldon Rankins, who I thought played really well this year on the Texans front and can kind of inject a bit of experience into our defensive line and has some pass rush upside. But he is the oldest of this group at 32.
Yeah, the regression there is going to be interesting to see with Sheldon Rankins, but he played well. Like, he really did play well. One guy I forgot to kind of put on this that I totally forgot about too is Calais Campbell.
Yeah, he's 40. I don't want him.
Dude, I would take him. I'd still take him. Like, that man, I know time stops for no one, but it seems like Father Time went up to Calais Campbell and got scared away from Calais Campbell. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, if you go look at his pass rush grade and stuff, you're going to be like, how is he doing this at 40 years old? Like, it shouldn't be possible. It really should.
He's still a good player. It's just like, it would be interesting to see how, actually, let's look this up right now. I would like to see Arizona defense. Okay, that's not what I wanted.
Like, he had 26 solo tackles, 9 assists, 24 stops, 6 sacks, 18 hurries, 7 quarterback hits, 33 pressures, 2 batted passes.
Okay,
at
defense.
40 years old.
Yes, I agree with this, but Calais Campbell, how many snaps is he playing per week? Averaging 30 snaps a week.
So I'm fine with that.
On the field for a little less than half the time.
You have Devontae Wyatt. I mean, this is the youngest team in the NFL. Like,
fair.
Who better to bring in experience and a guy who still gets it done at 40 years old? Plus, here's another key too.
6'8", 282. What a massive human.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And think about it too. Jonathan Gannon. That's a big connection there.
Yeah, I could see it.
Calais Campbell does have a lot of respect for Jonathan Gannon.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking putting up really, really good numbers at 39 years old. And I can't imagine he's going to be that expensive at all whatsoever. I bet he beats out Colby Wooden night and day.
Maybe. You want to look at some corners? With our secondary room's future kind of uncertain?
Yeah, the corner market's kind of interesting. Like, Trayvon Diggs, obviously, he was a Packer. They cut him because they weren't going to pay him like 18 mil or 15 mil or whatever it was. They just got a good look at him. I think he's going to be a guy who they're going to come. I think Trayvon Diggs will be back. That's just what I think.
Yeah, I think he'll be back too on a cheaper deal, like somewhere around like $5 million a year.
Yeah, especially if they cut Keyshawn Nixon, he can have his $5 million.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, he was supposed to make $15 million next season, and that's why they released him so they could get out of that deal and renegotiate a new one. So
yeah. I mean, there's stuff. It is kind of interesting too here with that because Jeff Hafley, no longer our defensive coordinator. Now you have Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon does have experience with some solid corners. So
he made a Super Bowl with Darius Slay and James Bradbury as his corners. And both of those dudes were over 30 by that point in time.
That is true. Wasn't James Bradbury like 36 or something like that?
No, like 32.
32.
Him and Slay were both like 32. Or Bradbury was like 29. But either way, both of those days, like their best days were both behind them at that point.
That is true. Diggs is 27, 28. There's some hope there. I mean, he's aggressive. It's going to be interesting what Gannon wants there. I mean, I would much rather prefer some of the other guys on here.
For sure.
I don't know about you.
I do too. Important note Nate Hobbs' future with the team is interesting because he might not be back because his contract gets very expensive. So they could either outright release him or add void years and then try and trade him to a team, at least get something back.
Yeah, and I know if they cut him, they only save $1 million. You don't even get enough for a minimum contract. But this is one of those things where I guess money is money. Even though, like, I think he will play better, and I'd rather keep Nate Hobbs over Nixon. I don't care if I hate, but I do.
Yeah.
Just get Nixon off my team, man.
I'm in agreement with you here, though. But like a couple of the other guys you're looking at are like Cam Taylor-Britt with the who just played for the Bengals, Roger McCreary, who was traded to the Rams from the Titans but is still a free agent, Joshua Williams, a free agent from the Chiefs, a name we're all familiar with, Eric Stokes. He spent the last year on the Raiders, took a 1-year deal there.
Got good.
Another couple options are Jacoby Durant, a free agent from the Rams, Darian Kendrick, and yeah.
And like, I mean, when it comes to the Rams, I don't think McCreary is going to be back. I don't think Kendrick's going to be back because
they keep Durant over anyone.
Yeah. If they would, they'd keep Durant. I mean, they're looking to rebuild their secondary there. I like the idea of Taylor-Britt a lot.
I do too. He did recently have Liz Frank surgery, though.
I did not know that. That's a bummer.
Yes.
Oh, man, that stinks.
So that's a bit of a bummer.
So maybe we can get him for cheaper.
Maybe. But, like, that's the same thing that Eric Stokes came back from and looked like a shell of himself for a year. And then...
Oh, yeah.
He kind of figured it out again. Like, corner is one of those positions where if you think you've lost a step, oh boy, is it going to be bad that year. And then... you kind of figure it out again and you're back to where you were. Like, that's what happened with Eric Stokes the year that he got hurt. And then he tried to come back, got hurt again. And then the year that he was, like, healthy enough, he still wasn't, like, trusting himself athletically. And then that led to that, like, poor production.
That led to him being a Raider.
But when he was at the Raiders, he did really well. I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but he, like, led the league in yards per attempt or something, right?
Yes. Yeah, he was, like, top 5 in that.
Yeah.
He was top 5 in a lot of areas. At the end of the day, I mean, he still tackled like Valentine, unfortunately.
Oh, I thought he was a more willing tackler than Valentine.
He was willing. He just wasn't as good, or he was about as good. Like there was a period, there was a stretch. There's a big stretch there. I think he cleaned it up towards the end of the season, but there was a big stretch there where
my god,
where Valentine and Stokes had like near identical stats.
Eric Stokes coverage grade for the season. All right, 73.5.
Better than any Packer.
His tackling is 61.6, 11.7 missed tackle rate. What would that be for Green Bay? Oh, that's not it. Team reports. Defense. Trayvon Diggs only played 1 game, so I'll rule that one.
Yeah.
Kamal had. Let's look at coverage actually. Keyshawn Nixon, highest graded coverage defender with a 68.7. Like for just corner though. Bullard's a nickel, so that doesn't count. Carrington Valentine at 62.6. Kamal Haddon 60.8. So would have been the best Packer for sure. Carrington Valentine had a 21.3 missed tackle percentage. Keyshawn Nixon had a 4.9. Okay, so.
Yeah, Keyshawn Nixon was a better tackler. I know that. Like we rag on him, but at least he can tackle on occasion most of the time.
Most of the time.
I'll give them flowers when flowers are due. I don't know what I honestly don't know what they do with this room. Like, I really don't.
Draft because cutting that's about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, cutting Nate Hobbs doesn't do anything.
Can you add void years to his deal and then cut him? That makes
possibly, but I don't. That's not going to do anything because it just accelerates. You cutting him just accelerates the cap hit earlier. And at that point, like and at that point they just would rather take their medicine. So they're not going to add void years. I think they're more likely to restructure than they would be to add void years. But I mean, again, that's Rob Demoski was talking and saying, yeah, Nate Hobbs isn't going to be on this team. And I don't know if I necessarily believe that. I think that some of it is going to depend.
Very adamant about it. But like then again, you can never really trust what the general manager says in their press conference because their job is to like lie to your face about what they're planning on. So
well, they're under contract, they're on the team, and then I don't think we need to overhaul the cornerback room. Okay, like you're not going to tell anybody anything. I get that, and everybody who's kind of crying about the Brian Gutekunst press conference. Like, dude, he's a GM. Like, it's his job to lie.
It's his job to lie to your face.
Like, literally. Yeah, and I mean, if I could, I guess if I could sign one guy. If I okay, I'll ask you this question first. If you could sign one corner from this list, not Eric Stokes, because I already know that's your answer.
Okay,
well. Besides Eric Stokes, who is the one corner you would sign?
I would look very heavily at Joshua Williams.
I can respect that pick. I do like him.
And if it's not Joshua Williams, I would look at Derion Kendrick.
I mean, still both young guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find Derion Kendrick's PFF stuff real quick.
And I mean, Derion Kendrick would be a cheaper contract too.
Also a dog. Derion Kendrick. I
can't remember if he played special teams or not.
I can't remember. He's 6 foot 190. He played in 7 games this season. Had some had a ton of interceptions for Seattle, I think. Yeah, had 2 interceptions for Seattle. I think either he got hurt or they cut him. I can't remember what happened to him being released from the team. Then he went back to LA for their playoff run.
Yeah, because they needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would look into Roger McCreary. I would. And the only reason I say that is just because of the fact that he does have that Packers versatility thing. I know. I know. But like I just like the fact that he's a technician. I like his short area quickness. I know he's 5'11", and I generally do like my larger corners too, and I would like a cornerback who's 6'1", 6'2" on this roster here. But if they're cutting Nate Hobbs, and if I don't really want Keyshawn Nixon on my team anymore, I think Roger McCreary would bring some veteran play style to this secondary, and he is I do believe he's one of the things that was lacking last year's communication, and I think he brings that the cornerback room especially.
Okay.
But all in all, like if they were to add to one room, I would say you got to go defensive tackle. Like I think that's the room where if you're going to add somebody to, you need it just because everybody got hurt last year in our defensive tackle room. And then Kenny Clark got traded away too, so that didn't exactly help the situation.
Yeah. No, it's not great there.
So, I mean, I think, like you said, though, if they do add somebody, it won't be until after the draft. I do hope it's some veteran presence because I would like them to get a little older here. Like, being the youngest team only goes so far. And as the youngest team here, too, I think I'm looking forward to talking about this next episode because we finally have a QB coach. I'm pretty sure all of our coaching slots are filled now.
Except for assistant special teams coordinator.
Except for assistant special teams coordinator now, which somebody took a Rich Bisaccia protege. That's
a remarkable decision. That was going to work out real well.
Remarkable decision there. So I think next episode, we will talk about all the coaching changes, kind of go in depth on that. And then it's going to be some more draft stuff here as we kind of get closer to the combine. That is all, folks. Until next time.
To Packers fans coast to coast, thanks for going beyond the frozen tundra. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, go Pack Go!